just want to thank everyone that invited us. Now, ArchiSearch, thank you for coming. It's interesting in a Monday morning hearing architects talk about hotels, but I imagine there's other things to do. I will do my lecture in English because I could do it in Greek, but I think it wouldn't be as clear in a way.
All set. Just 1 minute. Let's go.
Okay. That doesn't count on my time. Good afternoon. My name is Carlos Loperena from DECA Architecture, and I'm going to use this talk to talk about two things. On the one side, to present to you the Euphoria Retreat Destination Spa, a project we're deeply involved in and which has been receiving significant national and international recognition. On the other side, I'm going to be presenting what I mean with an alternative approach to hospitality. The Euphoria Retreat is the first holistic wellness destination spa in Greece. It is located in the Peloponnese in close proximity to the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Mistras, an important Byzantine landmark. The site is at the edge between the town and the forest, and it contains very diverse structures. A neoclassical building from the 1830s, some structures from the 1990s from an unfinished hotel, and a new program including the 4-story spa at the base of the mountain. The spa is the heart of the project, and the rest of the lecture I will focus solely on it. However, before I do, I want to talk about an essential difference the project has with the more familiar hospitality paradigms. The main difference is in the understanding of time. In the more conventional sun and sea approaches, time is time away from daily routine, from work, from the repetition of everyday life. In a destination spa such as Euphoria, with its focus on wellness and well-being, time is about the process and experience of transformation and restoration. It is about the individual and his or her experience of catharsis. This is an etching from the 16th century from the physician Robert Flood. It tries to engage the complex way in which we sense, perceive, and internalize the world. It engages with the thought that the catalyst for transformation is the person, and as such, as architects, we try to facilitate a more meaningful experience by engaging in the process of constructing an experiential apparatus, an abstract machine made of clear and intricate immersive experiences that address the senses in a multiplicity of ways. With this in mind, I will walk you briefly through the essence of the Euphoria Spa. The first important thing to note, it is a 4-story building carved into the base of the mountain at the edge between the town and the forest. The entrance is at the lower level of this structure, right on the main pedestrian access that connects with the arrival and reception areas of the hotel. Once inside, the guest meanders along the extension of this access where they are welcomed. On this level, they can also have a consultation with wellness specialists, go to the gym or change into their robes to go further inside. Spatially, this level is a transition of carved spaces like catacombs, where elliptical geometries intertwine with each other. At the end of this trajectory, we are drawn by the flooding of natural light to the intersection between horizontal and vertical movement. This is the extension of the site and building axis, leading into the vertical spine of the building. This spine is made of 3 concentric cylinders. A cylinder cast in black exposed concrete, which functions as an ambulatory space in each floor. A cylinder cast in gray exposed concrete, which is the most important structural element in the building, as well as containing the main stairwell. This stairwell is about pace, which slows down, with more moments of rest as we descend. The inner circle is a 19-meter tall well, rendered white, where natural light floods in to serve as a landmark for movement and directionality through the building. The frameless skylight on top serves as a window to the weather and the time of day. The next level is the most complex and diverse in experience. It is organized like the gears of a mechanical clock, where the visitors move around alternate centers and flow through a sequence of immersive experiences. In one center, there is an interior pool which has a sphere. A sphere is an intriguing geometrical shape. So how do we inhabit this platonic volume? Well, that's me, floating in the center of the sphere. There is a sense of suspension in all directions. It is a surreal sensation of being contained in the space without boundaries. Outside the sphere, we can walk in a circle around pockets containing different treatments and water jets. But this pool is a space where the sounds of moving water, the reflection and refraction of light, and the slowness of movement within fully envelops the senses. At this level, the natural light then guides us from the pool into the exterior pool. But this is the level where we encounter the boundary between the settlement and the forest. It is the last large public area, and therefore the last stone facade, an arcade in the complex. Above that, as the building begins to retreat towards the forest, the facades are articulated using pale red exposed concrete. This articulation, done by simply slanting the wooden formwork, was a detail we observed during early site visits in the existing forest trails. But this is not only a found detail, but a relevant way to begin blending the facades into the scale and the context of the forest. The exposed concrete has a geological quality that corresponds well with the biological time of the forest, as well as framing the diurnal cycle of the valley across. Another important collection of spaces, and the last one I will present, is the sequence of spaces which focus on the largest sensory organ in our body, which is our skin. By inhabiting spaces with different temperatures and humidity levels, this great organ becomes engaged. It sweats, releases toxins, expands and contracts. At the center of the space is a tepidarium, a warm domed room with coils, cavities and thresholds. It is a transitional space where to relax after experiencing more intense temperatures. Finally, the largest space leading from the tepidarium is the Byzantine hammam. This is a light yet intimate space. The large marble surfaces are warm to the touch, and the diffused light bounces within 6 alcoves. At this point, the visitor has completed a process of cleansing and detoxification. The Euphoria Spa is a 3,000 meters of varied and carefully articulated experiences. It is meant to be at the same time peaceful and subversive, meditative and hallucinatory, orderly and free-flowing. This occurs through a choreographed transition of spaces in which light, sound, motion, temperature, humidity, color, texture, materiality and smell create immersive sensory experiences and an opportunity for cathartic release. I hope I have intrigued you regarding this alternative vision of hospitality. Thank you very much.
Θα ήθελε κάποιος να ρωτήσει κάτι? Περνάμε λοιπόν στη συζήτηση. Well, Euphoria is definitely a beautiful place, but apart from that, also because of its location, it seems to have a strategic dimension as well. Am I right?
Completely. The reason that this is the owner selected this site for the first destination spa in Greece was not by coincidence. It's very purposeful, because the idea is that a destination spa is a place where the season is as long as possible. You have nearby ways to get there, but also you have a historical significance of Byzantine culture. You also have Sparta, you have the agricultural value of Sparta and the Peloponnese, and relatively close there is actually the sea. If somebody wants to go to the sea, or they can go to the mountain. So in a way, it was the smartest location to do this type of investment.
Many times we hear about the research that is related to the site, but in your presentation we have also seen the research of the human body and the human mind. Do you always keep an interaction like this between the human conditions and thoughts and your work?
Well, the thing is that we always focus on constantly. At the core of every idea is the human experience. What a person sees, what they see, how they feel. Because by building on experience, then you actually have a richer relationship between site and individual. And that allows you to neatly and very tightly relate space into how people live in everyday life.
Most of the times, designing a spa is something very difficult to do, because it either seems to be outdated really easily and quickly, or it ends up being something timeless, which is very hard, but you seem to achieve that. Could you tell us something more about designing a timeless experience?
Well, I think that your previous question pretty much ties with it. I mean, if you think of spas that have a timeless quality, and you can think of the project in Bars by Sumthor. If you see the first sketches that he did for that project, they were centered on the experience of the people. You know, it was just very clean drawings. And for me personally, this project, in a way, what the client challenged us was that this place had to deal with a historical setting. So what we did is we actually researched Byzantine iconography, we talked to Byzantinologists, and we tried to incorporate some of those elements so that when one goes to the castle of Mistras, one actually sees hints of the colors, of the textures, the numbers, all those different elements. But at the end of the day, it comes down to the experience. If a lot of spas are very secondary to the hotel experience, this is quite the opposite. This is 45 rooms for a 3,000 square meter spa. And how it changes the logic is that people are not going there to spend a day or two. People are going there to try to address something deeper in their lives, and they might be going there, yes, maybe for a weekend, but a lot of them go for a week or more.
So, the fact that the spa is the heart of Euphoria and at the same time coexists with the villa from the 19th century, what did this mean to designing this place to you?
Well, this gives me the opportunity to talk a little bit about collaboration. This was the larger project. It was something that we did in collaboration with Natalia Efremoglu, which is the sister of the owner. And we had worked with her before in a competition, and we had won that competition. And we knew that we could work with her very, very nicely. So we talked about the different aspects of the project, but then we focused different parts to the different offices. So for instance, while we were focusing solely on the spa at some point, she was focusing completely and solely on the Diatiriteo. Mm-hmm. So, but talking about collaboration, and since it's sponsored by NAUF, the whole point is that it's impossible to do. It's not a one-man show at all. We have people who are, the chefs are involved, obviously the owners are incredibly involved. They're the engineers, there's the sound acoustics, and even the companies which we specified. So for instance, the spherical pool, it was a concrete spherical pool inside of a larger concrete space, which then had a dome that had sound insulation, and that had to be done with ceramics. And also the catacombs were done in a similar way. And we worked very much in collaboration with the technical department of NAUF in order to specify the correct product because, you know, of the humidity, of the heat, of the different aspects. So at the level of individuals that get involved into a project, you know, it's something where it's always an army of minds trying to put this together.
Well, at the end of the day, we have a new monument in Mistras, near Mistras. Thank you very much, Carlos.
Thank you.
Thank you.